Hey everybody, thanks for joining me out in the garden on Outside with Jeff. It's been a little while since we did a garden tour, so let's take a quick look and see how things are looking. Start here with the mint. It is looking good. Rosemary. I transplanted the basil plants that were from the store out of here. I put them in a pot by the shade. Now here's one that I started from seed. It's coming up and it's looking good. The ones I transplanted here from the store, they just were not holding up to the full sun. But the one that's started from seed, it's doing well. So that's kind of weird, but cilantro's doing good. It's trying to go to seed. No big deal. Here's a rogue tomato. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. Here's the second plantings of potatoes, and they're just starting to die off. I'm gonna give them another week or so and I'll pull them out. This is our kabocha squash. Got some little baby squashes on there. And then we're gonna go into the spaghetti squash. This one here, I'm gonna have to treat it with some copper sulfate or copper whatever. Getting some mildew on there. I'm gonna rip that leaf off and throw it in the yard, but this one here is not doing too hot. Might have got a vine borer in there or something like that. There's a little bit of damage down there, as you can see. I'm not real worried about losing it. If it happens, it happens. It's really not a big deal to me. But it does appear that the spaghetti squash isn't nearly as vigorous as some of the other winter squashes. There's one of them. There's another one. There's about 8 or 10 fruits on there, or veggies, whatever. Here's the golden Hubbard. There's a little bitty one. Oh, there's a vine borer right there. Let's see if I can get that guy. Where'd he go? Little moth. They are bad. He got away. He got away. There's one right there. Well, they're trying to come in to do something about that. It's the first 2 vine borer moths I've seen all year, but they're starting to move in. There is another golden Hubbard fruit. This is a zucchini plant. Zucchini plant. I planted them as a second planting. Some eggplant. These are cantaloupe. These here are Long Island cheese pumpkin, I believe. There's one of the fruits right there. Then these are the blue Hubbard, forming a nice big squash right there. Blue Hubbard, blue Hubbard. These are the green dragon cucumber. There's one of them right there. The bumps, they come out smooth. It's weird. This one's really smooth. This plant here has been giving me bumpy ones. I don't know what's going on with that, but either way, they've been nice. Here's a zucchini plant, green zucchini. Here's a fruit that wasn't pollinated all the way. Go ahead and pull that guy off. Throw it in the garden bed over there. Here's another green zucchini, doing pretty good. Harvested a few plants the other day. Here's a yellow zucchini. There's about 4 fruits on there, 5 fruits on there. They're looking really good. Here's our watermelons. They're coming along nicely. There's some baby watermelons down there. As you can see, there's one right there, a little bitty one. There's continuing on. Here's our green beans. We don't have any beans yet, but as you can see, we have a lot of flowers. These will be turning to beans in just a few days. Come over here. Here's the watermelons in the pot. Quite a bit bigger. Looks like that fruit. Oh, I think I got that with the weed eater maybe. And I don't know if he's gonna scar up and work. Leave him on there for a few more days and see what happens. There's a little one. There's another little one right there. There's a bigger one right there. Another bigger one right here. So they're starting to grow some watermelons. So that's nice. Come over to here. Still have onions in there growing. Got a few more trying to fall over. I'll probably be doing some more harvesting in a few days. A couple rogue tomato plants in there. There's some nice good onions. Some lettuce that's went to seed. We'll be yanking that out soon. Kale's gone to seed. There's Swiss chard. This lettuce here's gone to seed. Here's the next planting of lettuce right down there. Come over to our peppers. Pepper plants are looking good. Tomatoes are looking good. There's some nice green tomatoes down there. Just waiting for them to get some color to them. This plant's pretty loaded. That one's pretty loaded too. This porter right here, it has a lot of tomatoes on it. I mean, and it's like a very extremely big cherry tomato. I mean, it's pretty good size. I wouldn't even really call it a cherry tomato, but I think that's what it's classified as. Sweet potatoes, they're doing well. They're starting to take off and being transplanted. Pepper plants are looking healthy. There's a nice poblano. Got a lot of poblanos and bells all mixed in here. Got a few more peppers, some flower. There's a purple bell right there. They're starting to come along nicely. The okra that we planted, it's looking really good. I filled in those gaps. They're really coming on. Here's some okra that I came and planted. About half of them have come up so far. I just planted that seed 5 days ago. So I'm gonna give a few more days for some extra to come up. Here's the Kentucky Wonder, maybe? There's something Kentucky green bean. They're starting to pop up. Looky right there. So they're looking really good. I was really surprised. In my green bean planting video, I showed you I had this fairy morse. I believe it came from Lowe's or Home Depot. It was like $3.99 for a quarter pound of seed. And this is that seed right there. They're already up, have the first set of true leaves. And then I'm really surprised, this other seed right here, it was the Haas tool seed. And it was $4 for, I believe it said like 200 seeds. It was like an ounce or two. Quite a bit more expensive. And I've had an issue here or there, but planting side by side, I mean, I don't know why, but their seed it's lagging. It's 2 days behind, and I planted them 30 seconds apart. So I find that pretty weird. But it is what it is. If I continue to see those types of results, I'm probably gonna have to stop ordering from Haas Tools, as much as I hate to say that. Here's that potato bed that I dug up. I started throwing some of my kitchen scraps in there. I'm just gonna dig those in. And as you can see here, I've got 4 bags of compost manure and 5 bags of topsoil. I'm gonna incorporate that into that bed as well. These 2 germination frames that I have planted under those sunflowers. If you follow this channel at all, you'll know that I've planted sunflowers a couple different times. I've had issues with them germinating for whatever reason. I only have one sunflower that's come up right here. It's my one and only sunflower. So I promised my wife I'd grow her sunflowers, and I'm not one to give up. So I've got under these 2 mats about 60 sunflowers planted. I'm gonna let them come up once they've germinated. So I'm gonna give them about 5 days. I'm gonna move those mats down to this next section. I'll put the compost topsoil down. I'll turn all this into the soil so that the worms and stuff can start breaking that down, turn it into organic material for the garden to feed the microbes. And then I'll move those germination frames down here. I'm gonna do some more plantings. I still have another 3 kinds of sunflowers that I'm gonna be planting. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Blackberries are winding down. I've already picked 10 gallons. There are more blackberries to be picked, but I've probably got all I'm gonna be picking. I just, what I get now will just be quick, fresh eating while I'm out here walking through the patch. There's still some red berries out there waiting to ripen, and I'll just eat them, straight from the plant. So the next step will be pulling out all the canes that have already bared fruit this year, and then preparing the next generation canes, tying them up and getting them ready for production next year. Well, until we meet again in the garden, have a great day.